And welcome back to the channel in part 2 of the 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300 for Matic long-term review. In my previous video, I set out to answer two important questions. Number one, are Mercedes-Benz cars reliable? And number two, is it possible to get over 160,000 miles from a Mercedes-Benz vehicle? Well, as of today, you can clearly see that we have surpassed the 160,000 mile mark, and in fact, the car now has reached 192,817 miles. But what about reliability? How has the C-Class held up? Well, that's exactly what I plan on answering in this episode, so let's get to it. Reliability. It is defined as the quality of being trustworthy or performing consistently well. So how has the C300 performed against the test of time? Let's start by examining the body, the exterior. How has it held up? The fit and finish. The exterior paint of the vehicle is its hallmark. The Mercedes C300's quality of paint is surpassed by no other competitor in its particular market segment. And its fit and finish still maintains a high level of consistency even after 7.5 years from the day it was initially driven from the showroom floor. And to be perfectly honest, I never expected to keep this car for as long as I've had it. But after driving it for a few years, I suddenly realized that my ownership of the C300 suddenly turned into a quest to determine if in fact I could actually get over 100,000 miles from a Mercedes-Benz. So with that being my mission, now I'll let you decide for yourself so that you can determine how well the C300 has aged over time. Okay, so now it looks like we're starting out with 192,817 miles. And these are the original miles. So how has this car held up? Well, the main thing you want to establish is what works and what doesn't work. Are there systems on the car that have failed? Is there anything on the car that does not work as it did when the car was initially purchased? I'm going to go ahead and start her up. Okay, so we got a lot of very nice features on this particular C300. It came equipped, of course, with the upgraded sound system, which is the Burmeister sound system, and it just gives you just a great stereo experience. It has a built-in equalizer, which I'll demonstrate here. We can adjust and get to those systems by utilizing this little control knob here on the center console, which I'll demonstrate to you now. So we're going to go down to sound, and then we'll access the equalizer. Essentially, we can go down and adjust sound quality, the mid-tone. We're going to toggle over to adjust the treble. And then we can also go over to reestablish the bass. So whatever your preference, you can certainly get just the maximum amount of sound out of the system. And then we also have the ability to adjust the surround sound. You can adjust it for balance to all the seats, or you can adjust it just for the driver's seat, or however you see fit. And then of course you can adjust the balance and the fade from front to rear. And then another very nice feature on the C300 is the ability to adjust the agility on the car by this particular button here. Now it gives you 5 settings, starting out with you go to the eco setting and then push it again. It takes you to the comfort mode. Push it yet again. You can adjust it to the sport level, and then you push it one more time. You can go to the Sport Plus setting, and then from there you push it again, and you have your individual setting, which you can adjust to your own liking and experience. Okay, so then we also have the ability to get into some other systems in the car. For example, we can go up to adjust the navigation system, pushing that button. It brings up the nav system, which gives you the ability to zoom all the way in, or you can zoom all the way out up to 1,000 miles above the earth. I really like that feature, especially when you're traveling. It comes with a voice assist command, so the system will actually calculate and establish your trip settings just based on the conversation. And essentially what you can do is there's a button on the steering wheel here, and when you push that button, this is what happens.
Please repeat.
Enter destination.
Please say the house number, the street, and the town.
5177 Richmond Avenue, Houston, Texas.
street name is ambiguous. Please select a line number.
2.
5177 Richmond Avenue, Houston. Accepted. Do you want to start route guidance?
Yes.
Starting route guidance. Your route is being calculated. Follow the arrow on the display.
So I really like this feature because it just makes life so much easier when you need to get from point A to point B. And of course, with the traffic monitoring, you can also determine which route is congested or is your route and path going to be an easy endeavor. And then if you don't need it anymore, you can just cancel it by pushing the button again. Cancel route guidance.
Are you sure you want to cancel route guidance?
Yes.
Canceling route guidance.
So once you cancel it, of course, it no longer is in effect. And it just takes you back to your stereo setting or whatever you were doing prior to setting up the route guidance. Another nice feature that I really like about this car is it has the backup camera feature. So what happens is whenever you put the car into, say for example, reverse, as I'll do here, I'll demonstrate, put in reverse. What happens, the backup camera displays a really crystal clear image of your surroundings in the back. And this can also be adjusted. You can adjust it for different settings. So by using the spin wheel. And then you'll notice, we'll back up, you'll see how the car gives you a clear vision of your surroundings as you back up. And then when you go back to your regular drive mode, shift back to drive, what you'll notice is the camera will still display the back for a few seconds, and then it'll actually disengage and get back to your previous setting, in this case the radio. So we're going to go back to our park feature. Now this car also has like different redundant features. So for example, whenever you shift like your agility, you'll not only notice it on the display, but you'll also notice it in the display up here that indicates which setting you're in. So right now we're in Sport Plus, and then by push the button, now we're in just the regular sport mode. Push it again. Now we can go to comfort mode, and you push it again, you can go to economy mode. Now in economy, what happens is the car is going and operating under less power, so it maximizes your driving range as far as fuel economy goes. This car has been very amazing in terms of the type of fuel economy that I've been getting. So I average around 23 miles in the city, and on the highway roughly about 30 to 32 miles on the highway, which is really amazing because the car is just, it performs at just amazing levels, depending on the setting that you're in. And then we can also go and use different features on the car. For example, if we want to go to look at our media, we can of course just that. And you, right now there's nothing connected to it. So if I had my Apple CarPlay or MP3 connected to it, obviously it would show the songs and settings that I'm listening to. Of course, we have our telephone setting if you want to make phone calls, and then we have our vehicle settings. You push that one, takes you to a variety of different vehicle settings. For example, you can go to, like here, the acoustic lock back feedback, which essentially just gives you the sound of the horn whenever you lock or unlock the car. I don't particularly like that feature, so I always have it disengaged or turned off. Your belt adjustment. This feature is kind of unique. I like it because whenever you connect your seatbelt, you can feel how the car, it will actually kind of size you up just to determine the correct amount of force in the event of an accident or a collision. So it's a really nice feature that kind of reminds you that the system is working properly. Beyond that, we have our automatic folding mirrors. This feature I like because whenever you're parking, if you're in a very close proximity area, you're between cars, you can utilize this feature to fold the mirror so you're not making contact or no one's making contact with your outside rearview mirrors. And then of course we have our locator indicator lights on the outside mirrors. They actually are some called puddle lights, but essentially it'll slide up the mirrors on as you enter the car on the driver or passenger side of the vehicle so that you're not stepping into a puddle. And then of course your automatic locking feature. This is on a timer, so essentially you can set it, and then as you exit the car after so much time, it'll automatically lock the car, which is a nice feature. It's kind of passive. And then the next feature you have is the exterior lighting delay switch as well. You can delay the amount of time the lights stay on until they are shut off. So in this particular instance, I usually leave it at about 15 seconds. So that's another very nice feature that I like. And it works quite nicely. And there's a lot more features, but I just want to highlight some of the key features and elements about the car so that you can get a feel on what works. And the main thing is that I wanted to demonstrate that even after 192,000 miles, everything on the car appears to still work properly. Now, I have experienced some wear and tear items on the vehicle, as I'll demonstrate right now. You know, essentially, these come in on the seat because, you know, you're getting in and out of the car. So here, there's just a small little blemish here from wear and tear, and it started to look discolored, so I just took a Marks-A-Lot marker and kind of colored it in black so it doesn't stand out as noticeably as it typically would. And then also the seat developed a crack here, and you know, it was starting to spread, so I just took some Gorilla tape and just taped over it, and it seems to be doing the trick. And then also on the center console armrest, this started to crack as well, and I assume it's from my arm, you know, the oils from my arm touching that over a period of time. It's caused it to crack, so I just put the Gorilla tape on there for now. Other small minor wear and tear items on the controls on the steering wheel. You can see a little of the paint's coming off here, and looks like on this button here as well too. And then also on your locking features here, a little of the paint's worn off. But other than that, that's pretty much it. The car's held up quite nicely. I'm really amazed at the fact that 7.5 years, 192,000 miles, and the car just really, it just still is in really great condition. This will conclude part 2 of the 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300 Matic long-term review. With the production of my videos, I set out to answer 2 important questions. And now that those questions have been answered, I feel it is only fitting that I submit the C300 to a proper evaluation in order to determine if it gets a thumbs up or thumbs down. So in my next and final video, I will give you my honest opinion about how I feel about the 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300 Matic, after living with it for the past 7.5 years, and hopefully it will provide you with some knowledge and guidance about living with this particular premium brand beyond the 100,000 mile mark. So stay tuned for part 3 and the final conclusion of the 2015 Mercedes-Benz C300 Matic long-term review.
Melt my heart. 봄의 향기를 담은 그대를 보며 그냥 웃음만 짓게 돼. Don't know what to say. You are just like one spring day. 설레임을 주는 걸 언젠가부터였을까. 기다림의 끝에 너를 만났고 모든 게 새로 느껴져. Something in my heart. 이 맘 전하고 싶어. Then you ring my valentine. Sunny day you make my dream come true. 행복한 너 그리고 나 우릴 비추고 With you by my side. 멈춘 시간 속 서로가 마주하는 이곳 I can see you through a little far away. 내게로 가서 melt your heart. 조금 서툴지만 이해해줄래. 동화 속에서만 보던 Just like shining star. 서로 바라보는 이곳 I'll be always by your side. Sunny day you make my dream come true. 행복한 너 그리고 나 우릴 비추고 With you by my side. 멈춘 시간 속 서로가 마주하는 이곳 I've been waiting for a love like this. So 기분 좋은 바람 불어와 행복한 너 그리고 나 우릴 감싸고 With you by my side. 지금 이 순간 서로가 마주하는 지금 I can see you through a little far away. 이게 철이 지난데도 내 진심을 내게 전할 수 있게 나의 품에 가득 안고 고백할 거야. You will always be my everything to me. Some didn't do stop bum bum babe. Some didn't bum 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 because I'm here to give my heart to you. Yeah. Sa dum 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 dum.